the most spectacular Father's Day shirt of all time. All right,
Hello.
take it away.
This is Eric from Retire Boldly, Alaska to France. Today, daiquiris aux fraises. Starting with fresh lime juice, simple syrup, 1.5 ounces of rum, 5 strawberries that look really good for Alaska, and 1 cup of ice. To the blender. Now the pour. Oh, I like that. Bonjour.
Bonsoir. Welcome to Retire Boldly, Alaska to France. I am Shauna.
I'm Prissy.
I'm Eric.
And we're doing this from our porch because look
It's
at the
summer.
weather.
Oh my gosh.
Look at the weather.
It's a beautiful day.
And you just saw the eagles that I had videotaped. They were actually on this tree right here that's kind
Are
of...
they going to nest?
No, they can't nest in that tree, but the one that I posted on Facebook yesterday, we have a mating pair that have been out here. Last time you were here, they were mating and
It's
going
like
crazy.
a singles bar.
It's like a singles bar for eagles out here. So I got some really good footage of them just sitting in that tree hanging out, and it looked like the female was just screaming at the male. So
Ready for marriage.
sounded like our house. Anyway, we're just kind of gonna do a general chat today. We are all partaking in the cocktail of the week, the daiquiris à la fraise, strawberry daiquiri.
Yum.
Sunny weather, and Eric went to the store and they had strawberries. They were not rotten.
Not yet.
Yeah. You should tell people, how do you decide what cocktail you're gonna make each week?
It's usually insane desperation.
Oh.
It's like, oh, we've got to make a video in 45 minutes.
Then
But
what happens?
basically, every week, throughout the week, I'm like trying new ones. I'm always on YouTube, and I have like a standing cocktail date with a friend, and we usually make 4 or 5 different things, emphasizing one liqueur or something, or a booze of some sort. And we've been on the daiquiri kick, so had good strawberries, so here we went.
Yeah, I will say we do have a really great hydroponic place here in town, and they grow lettuces and they grow amazing basil, which we got some of their basil last week. So that's really nice. It's a really cool grow operation here. And she does lettuces of different varieties. She does fresh herbs. I think she was going to try tomatoes or something, right?
Ooh, I hope so.
Yeah. Anyway, so we're here to talk about France and not our vegetable selection. We're having charcuterie for dinner this evening, just light snacks and the beautiful daiquiris. And we were just going to kind of chit chat and talk about what we've done this week. The big news is that we were watching French Connection, and it is a YouTube channel, and they are a service that helps people like us who are moving to France to connect, to go through the process of buying a house, to assist with all of that sort of stuff. And they had a really great show on YouTube this week, and part of the promotional part of that was that they offered a 30-minute free consultation. So went to the website, signed up, and on July 11 we are going to have our 30-minute free consultation. The fun part of that is that, of course, the choices are French time zone and our time zone. So the latest we could get an appointment was 7 a.m. I chose the 6 a.m. because I knew we'd all be awake.
Yeah.
And then we have to
And they were like 3 a.m. Like there was anyway, that was the time difference. So we're in a very different time zone, of course. So we're going to meet, and I sent them a very detailed note about what we wanted to talk about. And the question that I had on my mind was, should we rent for a year or should we just buy and get it over with and get going. I think
Well,
I've
Yeah, I mean, I know because of the dogs, it would just be easier to have a place established, ready to go. That's certainly one of our questions. If we can rent and have a place to go that's ready, I think that's a great option as well. Even though we're more than a year out, you really have to start thinking about these things, researching them, finding companies to help you if you want companies to help you, or if you just want to do it on your own. I think in our case, because we're not, father, son, child, we're friends.
Yeah.
really, are you sure? Okay.
It just makes more sense to maybe get some company
I'm the
knowledge.
son. I was the son in that scenario. Okay.
It just makes more sense from our standpoint to have a company to maybe answer some questions, if nothing else, because we still have a lot to do. I know we've both listed things this week to sell. We're starting in that process, even though, again, it's more than a year out. You need to get going and started because that's our end goal. We're not thinking about it anymore. We're actually doing it.
Right.
So,
And the other part of this whole video today was talking about manifestation, because somebody asked me the other day, it was one of my staff members, and he's like, "Oh, you're always doing cool stuff, and you've done a lot of things, right?" And he's a young man that he's really done well with our company, but he's got a ways to go to kind of establish himself and really have a career in something. And I told him, my entire life, I have just said, this is what I want to do, and I'm going to do it. And then I start telling people that I'm going to do it. And that's part of manifestation. Like I said to people, I want to write a book. So if you tell people you're going to write a book, you kind of end up having to write a book. And then I was like, I want to record an album. And then I recorded an album, and now I've recorded many albums.
it's just like moving back here for
So
me.
Chrissy,
I completely
I wanna
changed
go
my
home.
career. I completely changed everything to move home, and that was it.
yep, you just have to start saying to people, this is what I want, this is what I'm going to do. And once you start saying that out loud and you tell people, it
Gets
just
easier.
starts to make it true. And one of the things that I made sure to do when we started this process, because Eric, of course, he and I were at this meeting with our finance guy when we were like, oh, where are we going to go that we can afford? What are we going to do? And, we were really kind of on the path to do Panama,
Yep.
which now, no shade to Panama, but just is not our vibe
No.
at all.
No.
And the whole fact that we had to keep making concessions like, well, we got to make sure we have enough money to go to Europe at least multiple times a year. And then finally, my finance guy, Aaron, was like, why don't you just go to France and shut up already? So he didn't say shut up, but you know what I mean.
Which was always my secret plan. Because I love Italy so much, and France.
Yeah. That's the dream. So why not just live your dream? So why not just start to
Skip out the
say,
middle.
Panama. We can
Right.
always go on a cruise
I'm
and
not
visit.
going to visit Panama.
Well, we can always go on another Mexican cruise, right?
I
Because we love it.
I think part of the whole Panama thing was also that my biological father was living in Panama for quite a while, and then he moved to Nicaragua. So yeah, that's a whole different video. But anyway, so it seemed like a possibility. Plus, my dad, Gus, he really likes being down in that part of the world. He
Yeah.
lives in Costa Rica for the winters, and he's shown interest in Panama. So I was going to be like, hey, I'll go down and I'll figure things out and you can come down. So, but
Now they can all visit in France.
exactly.
Yep.
Yeah. So once we talked to Aaron and we got the idea that France was the best option, and I did a little bit of research, and we found that the dogs were no problem, extreme access to other countries, wonderful infrastructure for travel, welcoming of expats,
Healthcare.
and healthcare is a great bonus. And, in our price zone, we can afford it.
thing,
So
yeah.
we will be moving there and not putting a burden on the French society. I suppose some people could argue that the healthcare portion of it would be, but we will certainly be paying into
We
taxes.
will be contributing.
Yeah, we will be contributing, and we will be able to dump money into the country by buying house, buying the food, buying all the stuff that's necessary to run a house and the electricity and all of that kind of stuff, where we're going to be making our money and everything here in the United States. So, yeah, I mean, so as soon as we heard that,
Time to go.
I just started telling people, I'm moving to France.
Same.
Yeah, and you just say it over and over and over again until it becomes a fact. And now it's a fact. We can't turn back. Ooh,
No,
that
already-
rhymed. I should make
Yeah.
it a song.
Already been selling stuff, so no, we're not.
Yeah, and now that end goal is out there, looming in the universe, waiting for us to get there. So I'm getting more excited about going to France in October. What do you two think about me going all by myself and maybe picking out a house?
I mean, I think it's fantastic. You're certainly well versed in traveling by yourself. Wish I could go, of course.
Same.
But you're going to have a great time, and you've already made arrangements to meet people that we want to meet, and
Yep.
you have everything all planned out. So as far as I'm concerned, you'll be safe.
Oh, I'm not worried about my safety. I'm just worried about having the time to be able to go and look at property.
Sure.
I think I've mentioned before, I'm going to stay for 4 days in Villeneuve-sur-Lot with Richard and Maria, who have their own YouTube channel. So I'm very excited about that. That whole kind of triangle that goes out from Bordeaux, goes down to Villeneuve-sur-Lot and goes up and over. That has been our sweet spot. We did start looking a little bit more above Bordeaux in the La Rochelle area after the video. The AI told us that that would be a great place for us. So I'm just excited to really connect with maybe somebody in person with HCB that can start to go through the process with us. And if I find a place that is perfect, then I know myself well enough that I'm just going to pull the trigger.
Right.
And I'm going to start the process. I have watched many videos where people go over to make a search trip and they find the place and then they come back to the States and they complete the sale while they're in the United States. So as long as I can see it with my own two eyes and I can look at the roof, I've bought several houses, and
The trust level in your taste, because we've been reviewing endless.
Right, and
Real
we have
estate
specific
videos.
needs again because we are separate people.
right.
And so she knows all of that. And to begin with, it may not be everything. May be pretty close. We can always move and sell it,
If the perfect place
or
comes,
use it as a rental or whatever. We can always pivot.
I
if
don't think we
need to.
can use it as a rental because I think there's rules about
gotcha.
being on a retirement visa.
Oh, sure.
So
That makes sense.
the reason, because I had considered getting a visa where I could work there and start a business and maybe do something like Baguette Bound is doing. Hello, my love.
Like a talent visa.
Yeah,
Hi.
a talent visa per se, but there are now requirements to knowing the language, and down the road, maybe I will be able to speak fluent French, but today is not that day.
Yeah.
Ah,
So,
bonjour. Yes. Hello.
so if I find a perfect place, and honestly, if I'm going to go to a realtor and just say, here's the perfect situation. We have a main house. It has a wonderful kitchen that's got like communal living space. That's great for, one person. If there's two gîtes or two people that have lots of space, and then another gîte, but there definitely has to be separate living quarters for
different
all of us.
floors, different gîtes,
We are
different-
three different humans that require different things, and I want to be able to, if I don't want to see these two for days, I'm just gonna
we all need privacy for sure.
I just want to turn the closed sign on the door and say, I'm sorry, I'm not seeing people at this time. I work from home already, and then halftime kind of I work out at a lodge, meeting the tours that I coordinate. But I'm transitioning heavier into just being able to work at home. And I've already talked to my employer about it, and they support me 100%, which is fantastic. And then, of course, I own my own 2 businesses that, of course, everything is set up for that. So that's going to be wonderful. But yeah, I mean, we all have our little idiosyncrasies, and you don't want to deal with me in the morning. Eric knows what that's like.
Yes, I live alone, and I'm used to living alone, and so that's a big adjustment. And so I'd rather make that in small doses. Like, let's cook a meal.
I'll meet you at the pool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pool, excellent.
Yeah.
Let's go downtown and have a seat outside and judge people. You know.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I like to start my day with an hour alone, just me and public radio.
Public French radio ought to be interesting.
Yeah.
It'll
Well,
be
he'll be able to.
BBC.
He'll be able
yes.
to get NPR or BBC through the internet.
And I'd like a big space where I could set up a stereo, like ideally in a separate building.
Oh, it would
Yes,
have to
it's
be
got to
in a separate
be in
building,
a
I'm
separate
sorry.
building because
Yep.
Volume
I
4000.
personally really like my quiet so that I can begin my workday because I have a job that's extraordinarily detail oriented, and so I just want peace and serenity and a spreadsheet. That's all I need. So,
And this.
and this.
Whereas I
Yeah.
can watch YouTube, have on NPR, and also be watching things on my phone at the same time.
So that's where we're at this week. We're just gonna make this a short video and put that out for everybody. And next week I will be in Seattle. So
yes.
you guys are welcome to make your own video if you want, and just send me the footage and I'll put it up online for you. Or you guys are gonna get another video of me on the road. On the road with Shauna Lee, going to Seattle, going to Tulalip Casino, where I am going to have a pedicure.
And then you're doing the concert in the neighborhood by Dan's place by the river.
Oh yeah, I got to sing at a concert with Narlene Hall and the Frisky Pigs. Okay, I'm gonna go do that, and then I'll be back in Ketchikan the following Sunday. So, anybody else have anything to add?
I don't think so.
Looking forward to watching Le Mans. 24 Hours of Le Mans starts tomorrow, so
Oh my gosh.
What is Le Mans? A race?
It's a
A car?
24-hour race in France.
It was a really good movie as well.
Okay.
1969, not Paul Miller, Steve McQueen.
Oh. I like Steve McQueen.
I would say it's the best automotive racing movie, except for maybe Grand Prix.
What
The
about
one
the
with
new one
Thor.
that's coming out?
Oh, the one with Brad Pitt.
the one
Yes,
with Brad
please.
Pitt should be really good.
I-
F1, is that what it's
Yeah.
called?
Yep.
There you go.
I'll wait and see. I hate racing movies with lots of subplots and girlfriends and junk like that.
There was the one with Thor that was
God.
really good that didn't have
God
any of that.
forbid there should be some humanity
Yeah.
in the plot.
Men in
Just
their
want-
machines.
Men going around a circle till
That's
they blow
just a
up.
race on television. Anyway, once again, please like and subscribe so you can follow along on
And
our journey.
share.
And
Share, like,
share,
and subscribe.
share, and turn on notifications, of course.
Yes.
And check back in with us or go back and start at the beginning if you like. I am Shauna,
I'm Chrissy.
I am Eric.
and from Retire Boldly, Alaska to France. Au revoir!
Au revoir.
Au revoir.